We need institutions. One of the things that happened to us, we got frozen in time. We had institutions, modern day institutions of the day before European contact. Upon European contact and colonization, we got frozen in time. The rest of the world evolved. Now we're starting to thaw, come out of that freeze, but we're still, in many cases, thinking back 150 years ago. So what we need now is capacity development and institutional support to allow us to function in the world as we understand it today.
I think the key feature is making sure that the nations have the capacity to do the job. We often talk about government-to-government relationships. Well, what does that actually mean? How do we make sure governments have the land base and have the revenue and have the jurisdiction to do their job? And that's what you need to be a government. You need a land base, you need money, and you need the power, the right to make those decisions. And those things need to start happening in more advanced ways across the country than they have up to now.
Key features for Helsik in terms of rebuilding is drawing from the strength that is already there as Helsik people. So we're very resilient, and knowing your history. And Miles talked yesterday, Richardson, about having that, we all have that seed within us in terms of sovereignty. It's one thing to declare sovereignty, it's another thing to act on it. So I think governance is acting on that sovereignty and getting organized, developing your vision, implementing it.
The key features of nation building are the recognition we had nations on this land before Europeans came here. We had societies, structures, and governments. Those things taken away by the Indian Act need to be brought back and in a modernized version fixed up so that they meet and people can understand how they operate. And our people have to be a great influence in bringing that back. It can't be brought in by foreign governments. It has to be brought in by the nation inhabitants who occupy these lands. And then Canada and Ontario, the provinces, the municipalities can proceed with their governance, but they don't have to necessarily come and force us to match their system, because one government cannot tax another government. Is wide initiative about our resource tax has to come up at some point in our discussions to rewrite the wrongs of the past.